Drop the point. Drop the point. Drop the point. Drop the point. Nolxero and Hambone gonna drop the point. Drop the point. Nolxero and Hambone. What is the point? Drop the point.
Hello world and welcome back to another episode of Drop the Point. I am Hambone and I am joined today by Nolxero. What up, Zero?
What up, Hambone? Everything is interesting with Destiny right now, isn't it?
Absolutely interesting. And also joining us on this late night episode of Drop the Point is Twoloud TX. What up, Twoloud?
What up, what up, what up? What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Are you ready to talk 2.0 with us?
I guess. I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Let's get into it.
All right. Well, before we jump in, let me just get a couple formalities out of the way. If you want to submit a question to us for Drop the Point, you can send those to onpoint@aimassistgaming.com, or you can follow us on Twitter @aimassistgaming, and we will see your question. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into it. So everybody knows 2.0 is live. It went live on Tuesday. That was earth-shattering, correct?
To say the least, bro. To say the least.
Yeah, there is so much in 2.0. There's no possible way we could cover it all here in depth. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk PvP specifically, the PvP portion after 2.0. So let's go ahead and talk about that. What do you guys think? Is the game going in the right direction for PvP? Is it getting more competitive? Is it getting more balanced? What do you think?
Well, right now, I feel like the shotgun doesn't have much done to it, and I feel like the maps are very conducive with the shotgun.
And you mean much nerfing,
Right.
correct?
I mean, they nerfed what, shot package and filts or rangefinder, and I mean, these maps are really conducive with shotgunning, and so the shotgun is just, everybody that uses it still. Blink shotgun has gotten better, but overall the shotgun is still exactly where it was.
Yeah, and it's better in the fact that you can't ready your weapon as fast, basically.
Right.
And the tracking's a little better. You can see when someone blinks, the tracking of their blink is a little easier to follow, right? So it doesn't like disappear immediately. The trail kind of continues on. But I don't know, man. Yeah. Has it gotten more competitive? I don't think we know yet,
I think it's
right?
a little
I mean, I
early
think it's going to take. It's definitely going to take some time, and as we were all doing tonight, was trying to take time and figure out what guns to use. You know,
I think
Absolutely.
I think Rift's more competitive than I expected. I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought people were going to get in there, and it was going to be like people were just going to be running in willy nilly with the Rift or with the Rift ball or whatever. And it's not. It's
the Spark.
There you go. And it's a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, absolutely. You'll see a lot of people running in, clearing the way with their supers so that their Spark carrier can come in unopposed. So we're definitely seeing a little bit, but generally I think the game is going in the right direction. Twoloud, when he jumped on, I remember him saying, wow, this is the game they should have launched from the beginning, right, Twoloud?
Yeah, I mean, from everything. I mean, just the look of the game, right? It looks clean. It looks sharp. It looks finished. You know what I mean? And we've said many times that we've been playing the beta for a year,
right.
You know, and this doesn't look like a beta. I mean, it looks clean and crisp and sharp. And about Rift. I mean, the thing about Rift is I said it when we were playing one of our last games tonight was I can see a team going in there and be able to actually have a strategy to control the map.
Yeah.
Right, and be able to actually do things like you said, Hambone. You know, super as your spark runners running in.
Right.
You know, and those type of things, and being able to orchestrate those commands and abilities together really will show the high level play. You know, and really take it to the next level. So that game mode, above all, even more so than Trials, I think is something that has room for real competitive nature.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that it's a 6-person activity as opposed to Trials, which is 3. But definitely from House of Wolves, Trials was by far my favorite activity that came out of that. So I want to ask you both, what's your favorite part of the new PvP? Is there anything specifically that you did today or last night that you were like, oh yes, I'm so glad this is a thing?
That's a hard one because not yet, really. I mean, I like the changes. I like where the changes are going, but I've had a hard time finding the gun that feels good in my hand. And so, it's just, I like Rift. I think Rift's a lot of fun, and it can be extremely frustrating. So if I had to pick one thing currently in 2.0, it'd probably be Rift.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean we'll see Mayhem in a couple days,
Right.
and I know you're not hot on that one, Nolxero. But it might turn out to be fun at least, right? And enjoyable to just get in there with six
That's
people.
to blow some steam off, right? Like you go in there, and
Right.
you're like, I'm just a murder crap.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It'd be fun to see it. It'll be fun to see it. I would love to see a 3v3 Rift someday. That's for sure. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they can definitely play with that.
But as far as something that I've really enjoyed so far this evening when we were playing, I mean, obviously everybody knows I have a super slow connection. So I went to bed last night thinking it was gonna be done, and it, PlayStation did what it did, and network connections do what they do, and it slowed down, and of course I got up this morning and finished it out and had to pause it and restart it and everything else. But I will say that obviously we all expressed tonight our frustration of the game has changed so much that nothing feels common to us, right? Nothing feels like it did before.
Right.
And so I'm with Nolxero on just trying to find that weapon, trying to find that combo where you feel like, all right, this feels like it I guess speaks to me in a way, or goes with my playing ability. I mean, Nolxero is more run and gunner, and I'm more of a stand back and shoot from long distance kind of guy, just like you and Hambone.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
our styles are different in trying to find what feels good. And we were throwing around guns tonight, things that felt decent at least. You came up with Bad Juju. It was I think a great fit for me right now.
Yeah, Bad Juju is
Hawkmoon was getting a lot of use tonight.
Hawkmoon was rolling.
Monte Carlo, David said he tried Monte Carlo even with run and gun ability, and that wasn't one of his favorite things, but we saw that being used a lot. I mean, what do you guys feel like that you saw? What guns did you see that were being used a lot?
Pulse rifles
that was
are what's reigning supreme. I mean, everything
Pulse
I've used,
for sure.
the thing that feels like it has the most power is a pulse.
Multi-tool is pretty high up there on the list of things that I'm seeing a lot. A lot of scout, fast firing scouts I'm seeing a lot. So I like that. That's my favorite part about the new PvP is that we're having this conversation, because before it would be like, okay, get your last word or your thorn out and let's go get it.
Right.
And now it's like we actually do have a conversation. Is it a scout, a pulse? Do I want a hand cannon? And I think all the maps will kind of actually play into what weapons you need to play with, as opposed to I'm using last word for this entire evening of PvP.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next section. What do you guys think about the new maps? Are they cool? Do you love them? Do you hate them?
With the new maps, I think everything looks really good. And it's cool to see so many new maps. I've been playing last night and today, and I still haven't seen all the maps. And
Right.
for me, the only thing about it though is a lot of them are very cramped. It feels like they're very, very close corridors. So shotguns, man, they're very opportune right now.
Yeah, I mean, we played some salvage tonight, right,
That was
on some
fun.
of the new maps, and that was a lot of fun. And I think that we started finding some new, what do you call it? Sight lines.
Oh, yeah.
Some new sight lines, and different things that I didn't see the first time we kind of played some of those maps, and started to find those areas where you can, play the way you want to play, right?
Right.
And do things the way you want to do it. And there's a lot of ninja routes going around. I don't even remember the map, but the one with the teleports that we played, and
yeah.
you got you got a lot of little ninja routes that are going behind pillars and stuff like that. And that was really fun to see. Bungie usually does a great job with their maps. So I think as we play these more and get used to them, I think that we'll find that we enjoy them a little more probably than we did initially.
Right.
And there's so much change to take in at one time. It's just like, okay, all the gun changes, all the item changes. Okay, now we got to take on map changes too.
Right.
You know, so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, overall, I agree with Nolxero, and I think you feel the same way, Hambone. There are a lot of close quarter situations.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of close quarters.
For me, the maps
and-
feel better in threes. Like
Yeah, they do.
when I play Rift, I feel like there's too many people. I feel like there's too much mayhem. And when we play 3v3,
No pun intended.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I feel like when we play 3v3, I feel like, oh, this is a lot better for these maps. These maps don't feel like they have enough open area for 6 men to be.
Right. No, I agree with both you guys that the maps and some portions I loved and in other times I hated them. Definitely threes. If you're struggling with the new maps and any of the 6v6 game types, make sure you check out something like a salvage or a rumble even. Something where there's just less people, where you can kind of explore the map a bit more and in a little bit more of a controlled environment.
And try to use your teams. Like, get into teams right now during this whole test phase. You got to think a lot of people are coming back to test 2.0 and see if they want to buy
Right.
Taken King. Some people already bought Taken King. They just want to see what they're getting. Right now, there's a lot of people playing with teams. So that's another frustrating thing for I know a lot of people are going to go in and they're going to get smacked down because a lot of teams are playing together. A lot of 6-man teams are going in. A lot of 3-man teams are going in. So bring a team right now. It's going to be frustrating if you don't.
Absolutely. Well, the last question I have for you guys is, we all know our favorite thing is the meta of the game. And before in PvP, Thorn Blink Shotgun was the meta. Is there a new meta? Has it already presented itself, or are we too early to tell yet?
It's too early to tell. I think we're seeing glimpses. And the thing that's most exciting about meta is what you were saying about some maps feel like this gun's good and some maps feel like that gun's good. So I feel like that's a good move. And you know, because like right now, there's some maps where I feel like pulse rifles are amazing, but there are maps where I put on an auto rifle and I'm like, no, this works on this map. So it really comes down to also what new perks are going to come on these weapons, because we don't know some of the new perks. Like I had one of the field test items that actually did the radar thing, where it actually shrunk my radar down to give me more accurate information of where people are coming. So I mean, there's some interesting perks coming that might actually dictate some of that meta.
Well, Nolxero, or Mr. Nostradamus, should I say, because you've predicted a bunch of this stuff. Like you even said tonight that some of the weapons that we get might change how we feel now, right? Some of the new pulse rifles, some of the new, you know, not just even the perks, but just how the guns feel in general. You know, we were saying Bad Juju feels good because me and Hambone really like the cadence of how that gun's shooting right now. But, you know, I think that we will see really what the meta becomes as the couple weeks unfold, because you really need to let people play the game and figure out, you know, this is what's working here and this is what doesn't work, you know.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
we haven't seen the exotic. You know, we haven't really got to play with any of the exotic primaries.
Oh, right. So that definitely will change.
I mean, that dictated the meta of year one. So we'll see what happens with these exotic, you know.
Hambone, you smile a lot when you say the word meta.
It brings me great joy to talk about the meta of the game. But
I mean, are you excited it's changing?
oh yeah, dude, I'm so excited. I can count on one hand the number of thorns that I saw.
Right,
And-
that's what I
and
was about
that's-
to say.
that's a good
That
thing.
you can
Yeah.
literally, like, you see no thorn.
Yeah. And even if it's an overstatement, like I did see some people using it, and the ones that were using it still used it somewhat more effectively, or somewhat as effective.
Yeah, it
but
just doesn't have the
definitely-
damage it used to.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't have the damage.
you have to stack shots to actually get the full effect of the bleed.
And actually be good with your shots to
Right,
kill somebody.
exactly.
What? That's cool.
Well, obviously you said, Hambone, you said that last word was working good for you up close.
Oh, last word was
And-
shredding up close.
And you had called that Hawkmoon on one of the podcasts, that Hawkmoon might be the best hand cannon. I think currently out of the ones we do have for exotic hand cannons, I think you might be right. I think Hawkmoon might be the one to go to. And like I said earlier, I think it's the one we saw the most tonight.
Absolutely. I watched it proc when you shot that guy and two-shot at the dude with heavy. So that was a magical moment for Hawkmoon. Well, guys, don't forget to let us know what you think down in the comment section below. Let us know what's your favorite changes that you saw in 2.0. If you want to submit any questions to us, don't forget you can do that at onpoint@aimassistgaming.com, and check us out every Friday on twitch.tv/aimassistgaming, where we talk about all this type of stuff and more. I'm Hambone.
Get ready to go to
He's
Phobos.
Nolxero. That's Twoloud, and we'll see you when we see you.
Drop the point.